Guys, welcome to today's video, and today I would like to share a story about how I manifested, quote unquote, or how I managed to get my dream apartment pretty fast, as well as how I was able to essentially create this dream life. The way I use the word manifested is because I believe in manifestation, what it stands for, but what I'm about to tell you is nothing, woo-woo stuff or something crazy. It's actually very simple, right? And it's a lot with mindset, and that's what this channel is about, right? So it all goes back to September when end of September, I found this apartment in my city here in Slovakia, and I was like, this is my dream apartment. It's a 3-bedroom apartment, completely new building. It was just finished, August 2023. So it was very new. No one lived here before, and I just fell in love with it. It was 27th or 28th of September where I got to be here and see this apartment, right, for the first time with my realtor. And immediately I fell in love with this place, and I could see myself living here, working in this office, living in this apartment in general. And I knew that this is something that I want, and this is something that I want to work towards, right? So that day I went back to my previous home and I created like a plan, right? But plan of action was never enough, and plan of action is never enough if you want to achieve something, right? Because how things happen in this life and how you actually achieve your goals is not that you know something and you do it so you have it. Actually, you have to become the person who can do those set of activities so you can have it. So the first pillar, or the most important thing here, is your identity. So I knew that if I want this, right, then I need to change completely who I am as a person. So I listed out all of these, characteristics of a person that I need to be, how I show up, how I work, what is my routine, what are my protocols, and everything like that. And I essentially created a whole new life for myself on a paper, and then for a couple of weeks, I tried to imitate it as much as possible, So I created this routine, I created these new protocols and this new identity, and I followed it step by step every single day to the best I could, right? And it was funny because I used to come here to this outside of this apartment. It's a different part of the city where I used to live. So I came here for a walk, and I used to, stand at this one place. I'm gonna link it, the picture here on the screen so you can see it. I used to stand there on that place looking at the balcony where my apartment was, and I was just looking at it and seeing myself there. I just visualized myself every night and every morning to be there essentially, and that's how I was able to get there. Like, that's the part that helped. Of course, I needed to take action. Of course, I needed to do what I set out to do, right? But it really helped. It made me believe that I can, which is the principle, right? It's the first principle that I'd like to share with you, is that first you need to believe that you can, and you can do that through visualization. You can do that through setting goals, and then either seeing other people in your space accomplishing those goals and making happen what you want to make happen, or you look at your previous experience and you try to go from there. So for example, I knew that if I wanted to be here in this apartment, I need to sign some clients, right? So I visualized myself signing new clients. I visualized myself getting more work for myself, right? And that's exactly what happened, right? But about that later in the video. But the visualization really helps, and creating some sort of a list of like a proof where you can just go open it like a document, and you see all the proof that you've done for yourself in the past, like all the achievements, all the success that you've been able to do and accomplish, either yourself or people who are doing what you want to do and they've actually been successful with it. So that's one thing, like visualization really, really helped in creating like this vision board. Another thing, to stay consistent, I created this, like challenge where I was ticking off every single day. I had the paper on my wall, and every single night I was ticking off the day that I was consistent, disciplined, and managed to work and do everything that I needed to do. And it really helped to stay consistent and kept me going, because I could see every single day those crosses and those empty boxes that I needed to tick off every single day, until I got to the first week of December, which was the deadline for moving into this apartment. But funny thing happened before, and I want to share with you. I was not really sure when I'm gonna move in this place. I was not really sure what's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen. That's the most important thing. I had no idea, because I had a plan, I had a set of action, but in order for this to work, I knew that I had to let go and I had to surrender to the process. I can only do so much, but the rest I have to let go and surrender myself to the process, right? And trust and have this blind faith that I can do it no matter what, and it is going to happen for me if I show up as a person that I need to be to actually have this life, right? And then it was the last week of October. I think it actually was almost the last day of October, so 30th of October, and I got a call from the realtor that there is someone else interested in the place. So I was working for a month and I wasn't seeing any results. And if I look back, I knew why that is, because I wasn't fully committed and I didn't have this full urgency. I knew that, of course, there is someone probably that wants this apartment and that time is really there and time is pushing me because I need to make the decision soon. But this call from the realtor was super real and it made me really think. And he told me that I have to pay the deposit of 1,000 euros here, this is the currency here, to secure the place, right? And I had no idea how I'm going to do it because I didn't have 1,000 euros right there on the spot, right? So yeah, I had 1 week and I had a choice to back off and say to him, look, I'm not going to do it. You can just leave it to those other interested people. I'm out. Or I could say I'm in and set a date for, signing the lease. So I did that, after consideration and after figuring out, okay, how I'm going to make the money in a week, how I'm going to make 1K in a week. I took the risk, the biggest leap ever, because I signed a legal lease, right? This is not by the way, side note, I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm not here to encourage anyone to make crazy decisions for themselves. This is what I did and it worked out, but, I'm not here to give financial advice. So please, just take it from my experience and try to replicate it if, you're in a different situation. But I'm just trying to encourage, maybe, and inspire with this video to see what can happen if you take big risks, and I ran in my head into the worst case scenario. Okay, so what's the worst case scenario that can happen? I listed all of these things out and it made me calmer. And that week I made the 1K. Somehow I just pulled it through, and I went there, I signed the lease, paid the deposit. Well, actually paid the deposit later with the lease, which was exactly in a month, so 1st of December. But all in all, I managed to do that. I came up with 1K in a week. So I had around 20 to 23 days left to essentially come up with another 1K and then another, right? To ensure that I can sustain this lifestyle in the apartment and all of that, right? So I had came up with a lot of ideas on how I'll get a lot more money, than just 1K. So yeah, it was crazy 3 weeks of thinking and taking action. But, I knew that if I keep working and if I keep showing up as the person that I need to be and just, focused on what I want instead of what I don't want and what I'm scared of and the worrying and stuff like that, which actually kills the whole process. And I knew that if I'm just going to show up and do the best work I can and believe that this is going to happen no matter what, and just let go completely of the outcome of having that money, of having that apartment, and just showing up like I'm already there. I literally showed up in my old place. I woke up and I acted like I'm in my office here, like this place. And I thought like I'm behind this desk that I'm right now. When I was making breakfast in my old place, I thought I'm making breakfast in my new kitchen, in my new apartment. And I literally tried to replicate, this new self in my present self, and it really worked because out of nowhere, I had a plan of how I'm going to get the money, how I'm going to get the clients, but out of nowhere, new opportunities came. Something I didn't consider as much, but it came and it showed up, and it was like an intuition, but it also came from outside because I had my internal world sorted out. I had my mind on the price, but also I had my mind on the process and on my identity and on my daily steps and what I needed to do, as well as having trust that it's going to work out. Even if in the first week, things started to roll, but it's still, even week before I had to, pay more money and sign and, move to the apartment, it was still, icky, right? It wasn't fully there. And even though the circumstances outside showed me that I don't have it yet, the material physical world, I kept believing, I kept showing up, I kept, having my attention on what I want, because on what you focus on, you attract more of, right? So where your attention goes, energy flows, there's this saying. So I did my best to focus on that. I did a lot of mindset work, a lot of work on myself, because I knew that if I can figure myself out, the rest will flow. And it happened, actually. A lot of deals came, a lot of new potential clients came. Actually, 5 or 6 new clients came out of nowhere from, it was very, aligned with what I wanted to do. And that is the best part. When you are aligned, when your body and your heart, when your mind and heart is aligned, then everything comes to you, essentially. If you work on what you want, on what you think that is the best at that moment, you don't have to have it all figured out. Trust me, I overcomplicate. I wanted to overcomplicate everything. I was overthinking constantly, whether this is good action, whether this is, something I should do instead. But I just kept working on what I knew at that time that was the best, and the rest came to me, right? And that's the whole purpose, and that's the principle number 2, just surrendering yourself to the process and just knowing what to do and just doing it, and the rest will come to you when you are in the alignment with what you want, right? So that was the principle number 2, and essentially that's how I was able to get this apartment and manifest my apartment, as well as get the life that I wanted. I don't work a job, I'm living in this place and I'm doing what I love, and everything is just amazing. So yeah, that's the story, and that's everything I wanted to share. And then it was 30th of November, paid the rent for the next whole month, got the keys, and it just hit. And I have this picture as well. I'm just gonna show it on the screen right here, where I took the picture where I was looking from the balcony, from the terrace of the apartment, down to where I was looking back in September when I found out about this place, and I wanted this place so much. So yeah, it was a 2-month transformation, kind of like going from completely zero to, completely like having this completely different life in such a short time. And everything is possible if you put your mind to it. And now I have bigger challenges coming in, and I'm going to also document it as well and share this with you on this channel. But yeah, the purpose of this video is to show you that no matter what, it is possible if you know how to do the right things, if you align your mind and your heart and you take action and you have trust and you just, you're aligned with who you need to be, and especially showing up like the person that you need to become every single day and acting as if you already have what you want. That was the biggest game changer for me. And of course, I believed in the mindset. I coach my clients on mindset. Of course, I knew that this is powerful. And in the past, I had incredible transformations myself as well when I started my first business, and I was able to make, 6-figure income and stuff like that. Yeah, it was great, but I never had this crazy transformation, it essentially felt like overnight, and I learned a lot of things, and I'm going to share all of those experiences with you on this channel. But yeah, just wanted to inspire you with this video to see what's possible if you really change who you are as a person, and you stay consistent, and you act as if what you want, your life, your business, or whatever that you want to have in your life, you act as if it's already there. So yeah, that's everything for today's video. If you liked it, you can hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more content on mindset and topics like these. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.